Hey guys, it's that time of year again. It's Christmas lights time. So this is a video about my house's Christmas lights outside this year. That noise you're hearing is a squirrel climbing up the pine tree. So yeah, this year everything's a little bit bigger, and I think I said it last year, I'll say it again this year. Every year I say it can't get any bigger, but of course it always does somehow. So I guess we'll start over here with the lawn area, the lawn setup. We've got the reindeer right here. The little one there is lit up. There's one burned out light bulb that I see, which I'm going to be replacing that soon. Oh yeah, and I'm going to show two clips. One during the day, well it's not really the day, it's more of like the evening, and one during the night. So here's the big deer, the animated one. It still works this year, just barely. I have a feeling this one isn't going to last very much longer. When I got it out, one of the sections was out and there was a lot of burned out bulbs. In fact, there's one right there that I just noticed. But yeah, I don't have any spares. And then over here we have the spiral trees. We've got the littlest one right here. It's in pretty nice shape still. It's only got 2 burned out bulbs, I see. This one here has got a lot of burned out bulbs, and I'm gonna have to check the voltage because I don't know what voltage this one takes, so I'm gonna have to get some spares for that. It's got a whole bunch. There's 2 of the things in the star, and then a whole bunch on there's 2 in a row right there, so yeah, that's a problem. This one, these 2, and then, okay, so those 2 are the older ones, the 2 from the second set. We've had 3 sets of spiral trees. The first set, we don't have any more of those. The first set that we got was about 10 or so years ago. They had little circles on the end of the star, the ends of the stars. And when all 3 of those broke, we got this set, which was a set of 3. The big one of that broke, and then we got this set, which is a set of just 2, because the medium and little one still works. But the medium one from this one is a little bit bigger than the medium one from this set. So this is the new set here. And this set is, well, I don't know why the star is so crooked. But yeah, this is the 6-foot one. And this is the 4.5-foot one. And they're both plugged in to that cord, which goes to the deer, to those 2, and then to these 2, and then that goes over there and runs to the side of the house. Also over here, this is something I forgot. This year I put lights on the maple tree. And I didn't want to put any like standard mini lights, or any like standard type of Christmas light with the big welding cable style wire. So I found these linear mounting technology LEDs, and they're linear mounting technology LEDs because it's what it is. It's a small 2 magnet wire cables with a small surface mount LED underneath a small amount of hot glue. And basically that's really good for this tree because this tree is still pretty young and I didn't want to hurt it. So I've got luckily the string was long enough for me to be able to wrap it around, I guess sort of evenly dispersed, and then just wrap it around the trunk at the bottom. And it has a pretty long cord going from the lights to the adapter, because it goes from there, and then there's the adapter right there, which plugs into an extension cord which goes to the deer. So that's that. Now over here we've got lights up there above the gutter, and this year I've put last year I had mini lights up there. This year I put colored C7s, and these are vintage lights up here actually. And there's one burned out bulb right there. Dang it, I just noticed that. Whatever. But yeah. So this is the set of C7s up here, looking very nice. They're vintage C7s. And they've held up pretty nice in the outside here, exposed to the elements. Also around the bay window you'll notice we have the chasing multifunction lights. These are the red, green, and blue set. The other set that's multicolored is somewhere else. Yeah, this is the 16 function set that I've had for a number of years now, and it's still working. I actually had 2 of these sets. The first one broke. The control box got water in it, and it shorted out something in the control box, and yeah, I made a video about it, but this set's lasted pretty well. Yeah, it's just 3 colors, red, green, and blue, and each color is on its own channel. And then in the bay window itself up there, we've got some mini lights. It's a short string up there, and then the Christmas tree, of course, is in there. We also got candles in this window that are not on right now. They're on a timer inside. And then we've got these bushes here, and last year I don't think I put anything on these bushes, but this year I had a lot of extra mini lights. These lights here are new this year. These are icicle lights, actually. But yeah, they were too short to put up there, but too long to like do anything else with, to like put there, or like on the shed or anything. They were too short for that. So I didn't have any other use for them, so I thought, like, what if I put it on a bush? And I think it looks pretty nice. You can't even really tell that they're icicle lights. And my grandma actually got these at a Goodwill, thinking they were regular mini lights, and because she needed regular string, she found out they were icicle lights, and she was like, oh, I can't use these, so she gave them to me. And then we've got these. This is a small set of 10 mini lights that I put on this tiny little bush here. There's also another set of 10 mini lights on this bush. There's 2 of those sets. These actually used to be in our umbrella, but out back. These aren't technically Christmas lights. And then on here, on these 2 bushes, this is one set of 130, I think, mini lights or so. 130, I don't know. But it's a longer set. Surprisingly, I didn't have as much trouble with this one as I did last year. Last year, this set was awful. This year, I didn't have as much trouble with it. But yeah. And then this is a set on this bush. This is just a set of 100 on that bush there. But on this bush here, on the bottom half of it, I have a set of 120 LEDs. These are the ones that used to be chasing. They are no longer chasing, of course, because the chasing function was annoying. And then up here at the top half, I've got the flashing, multicolored, color-changing stars. And I've had these for a number of years as well. The reason why I did this is because there weren't enough LEDs to go through all the way up to the top of the bush, because this bush has gotten so big. So I was just like, oh, hey, what if I put the color-changing stars up there? And it turns out they look pretty nice. My mom does not like these stars, but I was like, you know, the outside is my thing. You can do the inside, so I just put these here. And they're both running off of one adapter, because the other adapter, there were originally 2 separate sets with 2 adapters, but one of the adapters just broke. Yeah. Over here, yeah, we got our Christmas spinner. Once again, it's back this year, despite being in such terrible condition. It's not aged well at all. We've got, well, a little cat in the window there, a spotlight on the door, and on the door itself we have a wreath. Around the door we've got the LED C7s. These I've had for a few years now. Got them really cheap a while ago on clearance, and there's 25 of them. They work nicely around the door. I'd have never thought of putting these around the door. I used to put them on that little bush there next to the spinner. But yeah, they look quite nice. And then, of course, up at the top, above the door and above the windows, we've got the icicle lights. And those lights, both of these sets are very old. Probably about 10 years old. That set is in rough condition. This set is in slightly better condition, but still, there's a lot of burned out bulbs in both of them, and that one's got some sections that'll go out sometimes. So yeah, I think this year may be the last year for, especially the small set here at the beginning. That might be the last year for that one. Oh yeah, in the windows themselves, we've got, I did this last year for the first time and I love it, so I decided to do it again. Got colored lights in each of the windows. This set is a small, I think 50 lights, set of multicolored lights, and this set is a vintage GE Merry Midget set of 100, I think. And I got this set last year at the flea market, and I really like it. It is blinking. There's the blinker bulb up there. And then in the windows, I've got a star in this window, flashing star, and then a ball here. Well, you can't really see it. The exposure to the camera is not very good. There, you can kind of see it. It's multicolored, and the star is also multicolored. And then going up the walkway, we've got the walkway lights here. These are just multicolored C9s. Yeah. The set, once again, is very old as well. Yeah. So then up here, up there, on the side of the house, we've got the big star. I think it's about 3 feet across. It's made of a set of tube light. I don't know how long the tube light is, but we used to put that tube light on the lamppost until we found out that it was probably better to get regular mini lights for it. And this star is quite old now. I think it's about 8 years old or so. I don't know, I made it some time ago. It's held up pretty well, despite being held together by duct tape and cable ties. Yeah. And then around each of the windows we've got some mini lights, multicolored, of course. That set is a vintage set from the 80s, and this one is a newer set. That one's a little bit brighter than this one. That one's got some burned out bulbs. That one's got a lot of burned out bulbs. I might have to fix, maybe that's the reason why that one's so much brighter. I don't know. And candles in each of the windows. I forgot to mention there's also some candles in that window, but they're not on right now. And then up at the roof line of the house, this is new. This is something that I did not do last year. These are C9s, multicolored, of course. Some of them twinkle, some of them are steady burning. Some of them are supposed to twinkle but aren't twinkling for some reason. Yeah, I've never done this. My neighbors let me borrow their ladder to do it. And, yeah, very nice of them to do that for me. And there were too many of them, so I had to overlap back to the other side. So far, they've been working quite nicely. That bulb on the end is burned out, but it was like that when I put it up there. So, yeah. But none of the other bulbs are burned out, and you can see them twinkling away up there. Yeah. I think that red bulb right up there is supposed to be twinkling, but it's not twinkling because of the heat or something. And that pink one is, but it'll occasionally twinkle. So yeah. On the lamppost, we've got the LED garland, of course. Once more, we've had this for a number of years as well. On this bush, we've got the multicolored multifunction lights. These are the ones with the different colors rather than just green, blue, and red. And this set is only 8 functions rather than the 16 functions like the red, green, and blue one. And it's on a really slow function. Hang on, let me put it on a faster one because I want to show you how good this thing looks. Not that one. Let's put it on in wave. There, and we'll just show you how good this thing looks. My mom really likes this. There were just enough lights to put on the entire bush, so it turned out really nicely. I think I'm going to be doing this next year as well, if we're still in this house, of course. But yeah, the way it twinkles like that, I just love that. And then on the fence, we've got the multicolored, random flashing icicle lights. I've had these for probably about 13 years now. Still working and everything. Yeah, not much to say about these, but you can see them flashing away happily. Candles in these windows, but the candles aren't on yet because it's not dark enough. Let me just go into the backyard because we've got the shed. And the shed might actually be on right now because the shed isn't on the remote control. Nope, it's not on yet. The shed is on a timer this year. I used to hook them up to that light, but I lost the adapter. So this year I've got the blue, well, it's actually the exact same as last year. The blue random twinkling LED icicle lights, and the multicolored C9s around the window. I ran out of bulbs. I need to get a new bulb for that one, and I only have greens in here. Greens, a red, and an orange. So yeah, it's not the best, but you know, it works. So yeah, let's go back around out here. I'm gonna have to close the gate anyway. This video is gonna be very long. Oh, just kicked the cord. This gate is really bad. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention. The C9s that I put up there are vintage C9s. They're from the 60s, I think. Or, I don't know, actually. 70s, maybe. I have no idea. No, probably from the 60s or the 50s. Or maybe, I honestly have no idea when they're from, but they're from around the same time period as those. And it's a set of 25, actually 24, because somebody removed one of the sockets. I had cable tied everything up there nicely so it doesn't look like there's a hole. But yeah, so that's everything in sort of the evening. I guess I'll come back and show it to you at night. So I will show you that right. And here's the house at night as promised. Well, it's not quite night yet, but by the time I'm done recording this clip, it probably will be night. So yeah. Well, I mean, it'll probably be dark. It's not quite completely dark. Yeah, here are the reindeer, looking very nice. This one's a little crooked, I just noticed. Here are the trees. The spiral trees. Yep. Very nice. Over here, the bushes. And up there. All that stuff. Here's the door. And the icicle lights. And the walkway lights. And I did forget to mention in the last clip that I have this thing. I'll hear this cascading fiber optic Christmas tree. It's solar powered, of course. I had it last year and the year before, but last year it didn't seem to work, but this year it's working. It's like fixed itself. So yeah. Here's this. And then around the windows, of course. The candles are on now. The lamppost. Of course, the light in the lamppost is on now. Oh yeah, and the bulb that I've got in the lamppost is just a regular, well, it's not a regular, it's a vintage style LED bulb. You can't even see it. Sorry for blinding everybody there. And then here's the tree. I put it back on the combination setting, but I'll put it on the in wave once more. There's in wave. So yeah, I just love how this tree turned out, honestly. Well, it's not a tree, it's a bush, but you know. And then the icicles over here. Look very nice in the dark. And then I didn't even show you the the top portion of the house with the star right there in And the windows up there, of course the candles, well the candles were on in my last segment, but they're on still, yeah. That's my bedroom window, and then just my parents. And then the C9s, the vintage C9s up there, are also looking very nice. Yeah, one more thing is that the candles in this window are now on as well, as you can see. And the shed has also been turned on. So here's the shed. As you can see, it looks nice. And then the window honestly just looks sad. I've only got greens, plus a yellow, or an orange and a red, and no bulb in that socket, so the window just looks sad this year. But here's what it looks like from the sidewalk, and here's what it looks like from the court, so you can see it. And then walking back around to the front of the house, you can see. Oh yeah, and then I forgot to show the maple tree with the linear mounting technology LEDs on it. Yeah. Let me fix this. Just pull this forward here. There. That looks better. Yeah. Okay. So let's see, anything else I want to show? Shut the gate here. I don't think so. Yeah. There's the shed once again. Go around back here through the, well, I don't know. Wait till that car goes by. So the lights. Okay. So yeah. Here we are, once again, out at the front. Here's the other side of the lawn setup here. I love the way this turned out this year. So now I'll go over to this side of the yard, and the pine tree branches are in the way. So there's the house from a distance. And walk around. Here's a house from the front. So, I guess that's about it. So, thank you all so much for watching, and have a Merry Christmas.